There are faulty, there are bad, and there are no relationships. Ultimately, there are good relationships. So you want to be able to discern between the faulty, the bad, and the no relationships. You want to discern between the faulty, the bad, and the no connection. So I heard of a young man who met a made man some time ago. One thing led to another, and he did the made man a favor. In return of the favor, the made man gave him his complimentary and wrote behind the complimentary a number. He asked him to call the number behind the complimentary. He said, call him, tell him I asked you to call him. The young man went ahead to call the number behind the complimentary, and the person he called referred him to someone else. That person referred him to someone else that gave him a job that he made $1 million. This is a life story. Did you know there is someone you could meet today that in 3 weeks, your life will be changed 360 for good? So hear the words of a wise man. He said, money is not in places, but money is in people. Your money is not in places, but your money is in people. Welcome to our Monday Motivation. My name is Moses Warribo, and this is Think Tank TV. I'm a life coach. I'm a public speaker. We cover your events. We manage your artists, and we're here to serve you. So today I want to treat the topic I title, The Web Called Wealth. The Web Called Wealth. Recall I said I'll be bringing to you the wisdom from my mentor, hot as it comes, in a bid for us to journey to super success together. So here are 10 points he gave to me. If you're new to our session, ensure you do well to click the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. Do us a comment. Tell us how we can be of service to you. You need to click the subscribe button so that you can be notified when next we share insightful topics like this. So here are 10 points my mentor gave to me about relationships. The first one he said is, your profit is in your connection. Your wealth is in the people you know. Your money is in the relationships you have. Wow, remarkable indeed. Your money is in the relationships you have. Number 2, he said, beyond your gift, your talent, and your skills, the relationships you have is your pathway to greatness. So you want to ensure that you keep and nurture your relationships right, because that's your pathway to greatness. Number 3, he said, lose money but never lose a connection. Lose money but never lose a destiny relationship. He said, if you're given an option to choose between money and a destiny relationship, choose your destiny relationships. I can go on and on and on and tell you about people who I've met who became something in life without actually being or knowing so much. They just had an advantage of knowing the right persons, and boom, they were there. Lose money, but never lose the right connections. Number 4, money and wealth hide in people. Money and wealth hide in people, not in places. So you want to ensure you connect with the right folks. Recall the mantra I always tell you, that you are a reflection of the 5 people you spend the most of your time with. So your money and your wealth is hid in people, not in places. Number 5, losing the right relationships could get you amputated for life. Losing the right relationships could get you amputated for life. You know, there are some relationships you lose and it's just like you having an injury on your body. You could easily get cured. The injury could leave you, but the marks will still be there. But here's what we're saying about destiny relationships. If you lose a destiny relationship, you could remain amputated for life. So you want to be cautious to identify and discern destiny relationships. Number 6, every relationship has assets and liabilities. Every relationship has its good and its bad. So you want to take advantage of the assets and manage the liabilities. You don't want to take advantage of the assets and begin to complain bitterly about the liabilities, because every relationship has its good side and its bad side. I guess that would help you make the right decisions. Number 7, you are not far from your wealth. You are not far from your opportunities. But what you are far from is the link to that opportunity. You are not far from the right opportunities. You are only far from the link to that opportunities. So you want to be cautious about ensuring you manage and consciously take care of the links you have, because that will be your driving force and that will be your pathway to greatness. Here's number 8. There are faulty, there are bad, and there are no relationships. Ultimately, there are good relationships. So you want to be able to discern between the faulty, the bad, and the no relationships. You want to discern between the faulty, the bad, and the no connections. Because there are people that are having relationships but are faulty. The relationships are faulty because they do them no good. Rather, they take them negatively towards life. And there are bad relationships that could put you in trouble. And there are no relationships, there are relationships that have no connection at all. It's going to take you nowhere. But ultimately, there are good relationships. And you want to make sure you take care and nurture those good relationships. Number 9, he said, if things are not working for you, watch it. You've got a bad relationship. You've got a wrong relationship. You've got a faulty connection. Ultimately, number 10, he said, are you in lack? Are you in want? You obviously have the wrong connections. Someone said some time ago, he said, if you're dropped off your job today and in 3 weeks you cannot pick another job, it obviously means you have the wrong connections. It obviously means you have the wrong kind of people around you. So while you take note of these points, here's the action you must take for the new week. Number 1, discern destiny relationships. Identify destiny relationships. Check out for the destiny relationships you have. Discern them. Number 2, develop a relationship strategy. Develop a relationship strategy. Consciously develop a relationship strategy. How do you want to go about nurturing the right relationships? What do you want to do about nurturing the right relationships? How do you want to act towards the right relationships you have? Number 3, spend time to build profitable relationships. Spend time to build profitable relationships. Number 4, develop a capacity to build meaningful contacts. You must consciously develop the capacity to build meaningful contacts. Contacts that would help you. Contacts that you will need at some point in your life. And ultimately, number 5, invest in relationships. Invest in those destiny relationships. I don't know about you, but I've obviously been impacted with this information, and that's why I thought to bring it to you. You see, most of us go into relationships with a mindset of just taking, what we would gain. But here's the last point you must know. Invest in relationships. Invest in your destined relationships. I trust you have learned something today. My name is Moses Waribo, and thank you so much for watching. Do well to hit the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. Tell us how we'll be of service to you, and we'll be here to serve you. Bye for now.